Hey guys, I'm Larissa from City A.M. Come with me to find out how this makeup brand is having a positive impact on its community.
Whenever people ask me, like, what is the Aimee girl here? Like, why do you get up every day? And the honest answer is, I get up every day because I firmly believe that we are building a legacy brand that's here to stay, that makes people feel good, but we do it the right way. So I've always watched my mom do her makeup. I was the classic girly girl who would sit on the couch, distinct vivid memories in the morning watching her put on her creams before she'd go to work and I'd go to school, and I was fascinated by it. So I was definitely always interested in that. I would say that I didn't have my heart set on being a makeup artist. I actually wanted to be a teacher. But what happened was I went to study business, but I started working in makeup part-time. So that kind of ignited my fire for the product, the textures, dealing with people. I actually loved that. And I started teaching makeup. And I think that was an invaluable moment for me before I started the brand, because I was getting to know people. I was getting to teach a subject that I was really passionate about, but I could also see the benefit of what I was teaching people in terms of how good they felt. And like, you know, I'm always very honest, particularly in like, say, COVID times, we operate in the fluffy space of the world. We're not solving heart problems or saving lives. But what we can do is have a real impact on how people feel, and that is magic.
We're in the store today. Can you tell me about some of the customers that you've seen come through and what kind of a difference it makes when you help them with their makeup?
Definitely. Well, straight off the bat, most of our customers are Irish, just with the brand in general. But we're seeing such a good mix at the minute, you know, age range wise. So like we can have 16-year-olds, 60-year-olds coming in, and it's like the exact same, you know, treatment. No one's like feeling pressured for the makeup. No one feels like it's overwhelming, which is fab. But it's everyone's loving it.
What's the difference in their face when they walk out the door? Can you kind of tell that they're feeling better about themselves?
Oh, definitely. Like it depends, because sometimes you kind of have to ask the question. It's like a few people might have different representations of what they think is natural. So a lot of the times they might have like pictures on the phone, so you're trying to match that up. But I think it's more than feeling confident, feeling comfortable, and like they're loving because you've actually like listened to them. And most of the time now it's more about like a bit of bronze, bit of blush and highlight. So when they have that on and leave, they're over the moon.
I think, you know, like I referenced there, we're not going to change anything about them. We're not going to save their life if they're in danger. But if you wake up in the morning and you feel like crap, or you're knackered, you're stressed, you've been sick, you've been down in confidence, whatever it might be, the power of a few products that you can put on in your makeup bag is amazing.
Can you give me a bit of a run through? If I was to come in, what would the approach be? I'm kind of lost.
Main thing personally I love to do, all of our mirrors are step 1 to 5. So it starts off with a step 1, your base, your prep. 2 is your bases, foundations. So it's nice, it kind of gives you a bit more structure going around the store. So 1, if you want to take someone around, or if they feel a wee bit more comfortable doing it themselves, it's a lot easier to kind of like go about your shop.
So I would always have some sort of cream blush in my bag. I love the multi-purpose of a cream blush in general. The fact that it can go on lip and cheek, and I also love the synergy between when your lip and your cheek matches. So you can just top this up. Also, like the injection of a bit of colour makes the biggest difference to actually the radiance and feeling ready. So you can head back to your meetings, whatever it is you have on.
Do you have any stories that spring into your mind from customers who have reached out to you, telling you how your brand has impacted them?
There's many stories which in a way is kind of sad because they all link back to the one topic, but say women who've gone through cancer. We also do partner with Look Good, Feel Better. So it's very much in our arena to support with product and education for those going through treatment. But, you know, 2 or 3 definitely stick out of women who've gone through treatment, who've lost, you know, all hairs, brows, lashes, which is massive impact on your confidence. And then as they start growing back, or maybe their skin was really reactive to certain things, they found 0 reactions at Sculpted, so they put it on and their postman gave them a compliment, or they went to their local store and they said, God, you look great today. And actually what that did for them was huge.
How do you go about helping people feel more confident about themselves?
So I think in this world that we live in, we have a massive responsibility as a brand, me as a founder, me as someone who is online, to show the reality of no makeup and makeup. And what I mean by that is, we've come, and it's definitely getting better, we've come from an era where filters, airbrushing, photoshopping was huge. We've thankfully always been on the hashtag filter free faces. So even before this was a movement where people were maybe slightly damaging their own confidence by thinking I have to look like her, and actually her is a Photoshop airbrushed version, as it's been taken up by people that we do celebrate the real, the authentic, the genuine features that we all have, conditions we all have, and then we show the impact of how makeup can make you feel better if you are somebody who wants to wear it or not. We've actually leaned into that as more of a responsibility of like, okay, actually this isn't just a nice to do, this is actually what we need to do now to show young girls in particular that this is the reality, you know? So it's okay if you have pores, it's okay if you have dermatitis that can flare up at times. So you did mention sweaty tube. You're going to need a bit of powder involved. Yes. This is our velvet veil, which looks a bit scary because it's white. It's completely translucent, really fine. So you can use this as many times as necessary, depending on how oily or sweaty you feel you are throughout the day. It won't cake, crease or gather, and it gives like a lovely kind of airbrush feel. So I would never kind of overdo my touch-up products. I don't spend that much time on my face in general. But I do think like these little pops and tweaks actually make the biggest difference to you feeling ready for the rest of the day, and your makeup kind of comes to life again.
How important is it to you to have representation in your advertising campaigns?
Huge. I think in this day and age, no one has any excuse not to feel seen. And that can come down to gender, age, skin tone. And I think it's something that we're really conscious of and that everyone can always do better in. So it should always be a continuous effort. I want people to look back in the years to come of when we built this legacy brand to say they were fundamental in how I felt good, and that we've gone beyond, and it's something we're currently kind of building out behind the scenes now, to help those who didn't have access to products that should do, again, to give them that feel good factor, and that we've been pivotal in female business growth in whatever way that looks, because that is something that I'm super passionate about. So we still have loads to go. We are very much only tipping the iceberg of the story of Sculpted, but loving it so far.